This is me, although I can also be any of these. I'm Belen, I'm 22, and ever since I was born I've shared my skin with a monster. Atopic dermatitis. Atopic dermatitis is the most common type of eczema, and as in my case, it typically begins in the first 2 to 6 months of a baby's life. It is chronic, meaning that it might get better or worse, but the symptoms usually return. It is a skin disease that makes skin dry, scaly, red, irritable, and itchy. This itchiness induces scratching, which leads to swelling, rashes, open or crusted sores, areas of raw skin, and changes of pigmentation. It can also lead to skin infections, so it is very important to resist the urge of scratching. To me, tattoos have helped turning that piece of skin into forbidden territory for my nails, although it's true that I have to be much more careful than anyone with healthy skin. Obviously, I cannot tattoo any part of my body without first thinking if it might get affected by eczema. In people with atopic dermatitis, there's often a family history of allergic conditions. And guess what? My mom and aunt have severe allergic rhinitis and food allergies respectively. Me and my sisters all suffer atopic dermatitis and moderate rhinitis. And even my dog has atopic dermatitis. The exact cause of this condition is unknown. However, there's many factors that can worsen its symptoms, such as allergies, contact with irritant and chemical materials, emotional stress, or sudden changes in temperature. To prevent a flare, I use a tacrolimus ointment on a daily basis, but during a flare-up, I have 2 different hydrocortisone and cortisone creams. To complete my daily routine, I use aloe vera gel and a moisturizing cream specially formulated to relieve skin with atopic dermatitis. It is important to use sunscreen every day, but I recognize that in the UK I haven't used it much. Oh, and even my shower gel is special for my condition. I don't like spending time or money using creams, but it's a need that I have to take care of, and always calculate the time necessary to apply my treatment in the mornings or after a shower. And I also confess that I'm not very good at it. Allergies play a big role in triggering flares, so I have to be very aware. Nowadays, I'm allergic to peach and pellitory, a perennial herb which is pollen is highly allergenic and that grows everywhere in Valencia, my hometown. Now that I am living in England is when I've discovered that my flares appear in the second that I put my feet in Valencia. And even though I love traveling, always carrying my creams and antihistamines, it is really tough to know that if I want to be home, I'll have to face this reality. Other problems are the skin infections and permanent scars, but the worst, in my opinion, is the psychological side. It is very frustrating to have an enormous urge for scratching all the time and feeling unable to control it. And even more during a flare, when you're scratching on raw skin. Believe me, once you do it, you regret instantly. I can lose sleep by scratching at night, and the effects of scratching can lead to low self-confidence, anxiety, or depression. So atopic dermatitis not only affects skin, but also quality of life. Living with my monster has not been a fun ride, but the most important thing for me is to remember that I am much more than my condition. It may have a negative impact in my life, but it has also made me stronger, pushing me to accept and love me even though I don't like certain things that are also part of me. It has taught me how important it is to be careful with oneself, to dedicate the time and resources that one needs. And I am pleased to say that I have a full life. I do what I like and I enjoy what surrounds me, even with dermatitis. And this that my condition is not a monster, just one more piece of the puzzle that I am.